Hey, Shalom, Marcus, Rakam Kapash from GMS London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chach Wadash. When I give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole for the expression of truth and not sincerity. Back again with another video. Just a quick one on this, on these wildfires going on in Greece, man. Apparently now for the last 10 days, most are really turning up the heat, literally, on these nations, man. And and there's a heat wave going on in Europe. Okay, that's spreading around the place, man. Could create more fires, man. So I just wanted to cover this a little bit because this is all the work of the Lord. The Lord is the one that creates good and evil. Okay, the Lord bringing evil upon these Grecians, right? Um, so yeah, I just want to get into a little bit on that, right? So you got here firefighting plane crashes in Greece as fire burns around the Mediterranean. So them man, can't even them trying to help, and they're crashing trying to help quell these fires, man. All right, this is let's see what's got here. A plane fighting wildfires has crashed on the Greek island of Evia, which reports suggesting at least 2 people were on board. Crete, the largest of the Greek islands, has been put on high alert because of an extreme risk of fire. And more evacuation flights are taking place from Rhodes. Hundreds of tourists have already left the island. Pardon me. So a European heat wave has helped create dry conditions that let fires take hold in Greece, Sicily, Italy, right? Croatia, Algeria, and Tunisia. The situation would have been virtually impossible without human-induced climate change. They didn't put it on the climate change, right? The Greek Prime Minister says the country has a difficult summer ahead and concerns about the impact on the tourist industry. Right? So they're struggling with the fires. They'll close airports. Italy wildfires, right? So it's spreading, right? Like I was saying, right? All this extra hot weather. I wonder why that is. So they're trying to blame climate change, man, but this is just the Lord acting, bringing judgment, bringing the plagues of Egypt upon the earth, man. So Italy wildfires forced the airport to close. The temperatures soared to 47 degrees Celsius. Things are just ablaze, man. A lot of lighting up the place. There have been a number of power cuts and water supply issues on the island in recent days, which local officials are blaming partly on the heat wave. Firefighters tackled the blaze close to the airport, and local rail and road traffic was also disrupted. It's messing everything up, man. See all these pictures, man. So there have been fires elsewhere on Sicily, near the city of Messina, and in the San Martino degli Scale area near Palmero, where ANSA said an 88-year-old woman had died in the fires. About 19,000 people have been evacuated from the Greek island because of the wildfires, with many forced to sleep at an airport. All right. Got wildfires in Nigeria. I think you mentioned that in that previous article. Killed dozens of people, including 10 soldiers. About 7,500 firefighters trying to bring blazes under control, and 1,500 people evacuated as the heat wave spreads. 34 people, including 10 soldiers, have been killed by wildfires in the mountainous Bajia or Berea regions of Algeria as heat wave spreads across North Africa and Southern Europe. All right. So the Algerian Interior Ministry said operations were underway to put out fires in 6 provinces and asked people to avoid areas affected by the fires and to report new blazes on free phone numbers. So people are getting consumed by these fires, man. And so they're all blaming the climate change, right? They ain't looking to the prophecies and the Most High and His judgment. Okay, they ain't looking towards that because they want you to, believe in this whole climate crisis shit. Right, the climate crisis is supercharging extreme weather across the world, leading to more frequent and more deadly disasters, from heat waves to floods to wildfires. In some other North African countries such as Morocco and Libya, temperatures were relatively normal compared with annual averages. However, Tunisia hit near 50 degrees on Monday, and the state-owned energy company STEG announced planned power cuts of between 30 minutes and an hour in an effort to preserve the electricity network's performance. 90 people died last year of fires. All right, so yeah, the Most High is setting that place up right now, man. Again, them men are struggling to deal with it. And they, as I said, the heat wave is going to continue in Europe and spread out, right? So they're worried about it happening in other places too, right? But this has been going on for the last 10 days at least now. Okay, they ain't been able to put out these fires. Let's have a look at that one. Wildfires bring death and destruction to sun-scorched Mediterranean. Wildfires kill 34 in Algeria. Firefighting plane crashes in Greece, trying to put out the fires. Tunisia suffers heat wave. Power cuts in Malta. Mediterranean region climate change hotspot. Northern Italy hit by intense storms. Right, that's what the Lord's doing right now, man. All right, so let's jump into scriptures, man. Starting with 2 Ezra chapter 15 and 11. So, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm. So, and that stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Right, this is the Most High bringing the plagues of Egypt on these different places, man. So Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. So they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell and the fearful constellation. Right. So the point was the Most High bringing the plagues upon the earth, man. Right, and fire is one of them. Psalms 105 and verse 32. All right, and this is I'm gonna read up a bit. This is speaking about the Egyptians, right? I'm gonna start from verse 26, right? So he sent Moses, his servant, Aaron, whom he had chosen. They shewed his signs among them and in the wonders in the land of Ham, right? And the Algeria and these places, North African nations that they mentioned, man, that they were in the land of Ham, right? It says he sent darkness and made it dark. We heard about the power cuts, right? And they rebelled not against his word. He turned their waters into blood and slew their fish. Their land brought forth frogs in abundance in the chambers of their kings. He spake, and they become diverse sort of flies and lice in all their coasts, right? So this is what the Lord did in Egypt, right? It's accounting it, right? He gave them hell for rain and flaming fire in their land. Lord set the fire up. It wasn't because of the climate change. The Lord may have changed the climate, but it ain't because of climate change like these scientists want to make you believe it is, right? It's human induced, right? No, the Most High induced it, man. Okay, causing things to get hot and to for the dry, uh, bushes to set on fire. Right, the Lord gave them flaming fire in their land. Right, so the Lord's just doing it all over again. The Lord's in control. Let me grab this first. All right, it's Isaiah 29 verse 6. So thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, right? So they said there were storms, right? In other places in Europe. Okay, so all of this is the Lord's work, is the Lord's doing. He's the one visiting these nations, man, with fire and storm and tempest, earthquakes. Turkey's had an earthquake not too long ago, you know. Actually, let me get that first. It's Amos 3 verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Right? The Lord is the author of this destruction, of this evil. The Lord is behind it. Right? Ain't nothing else, you know. And your wickedness is a reason for that destruction, man. All right. This is from Ezekiel chapter 30 verse 6, and it reads here, so thus saith the Lord, they also that uphold Egypt shall fall, and the pride of her power shall come down, for the tower of Cyrene shall they fall in it by the sword, saith the Lord power, Yahweh. And they shall be desolate in the midst of the countries that are desolate, and the cities shall be in the midst of the cities shall be in the midst of the cities that are wasted. And they shall know that I am the Lord, when I have set a fire in Egypt, and when all her helpers shall be destroyed, man. Even the man trying to help, you know, trying to help put out the fire, man, a crash. You know, whether they're dead or alive, I don't know, but you know, ain't nothing putting out the fire until the Most High want to put it out. All right. It's Deuteronomy chapter 9 verse 3 says, understand therefore this day that the Lord thy God Yahweh is he which goeth before thee as a consuming fire. He shall destroy them, right? He shall bring them down before thy face, so shalt thou drive them out and destroy them quickly, as the Lord has said unto thee. The Lord is a devouring fire. All right. And this is from Sirach 39 verse 28. It says here, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes, and in the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right, it's talking about the angels, right, and the demons, right? You know, all spiritual entities on the left and right hand side, man. They're all, the Most High is in control of all of them, right? So fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So the Lord is just simply bringing judgments in these lands, man. Okay, part of Esau's world. Okay, part of his system, right? And like I said, he's sending fire and he's sending storms and you know, all kinds of things right now. And like I said, this has been going on for 10 days, man. This is, you know, this has gone on for a while still. You know, and I'm sure, you know, America, you know, if they ain't having wildfires already, man, they're gonna be having their wildfires happen, you know, because they happen quite frequently over there. It's the Lord, man. You know, and the, you know, the casualty numbers, they're gonna just, you know, eventually turn up and up and up. Okay, with all the plagues that the Lord is bringing upon his place, just like it happened in Egypt. Right? But it's the Lord's judgment, man. Right? So anyway, man, that's what the Lord's doing in Europe right now. You know, sending the fire, sending them heat waves, you know, causing them fires, you know, around the place. You know, so Kal Halal Yah Bashmi Al Shai for that. You know, to persecute our enemies. You know, and you know, the Lord winning, man. The Lord bringing the you know, the final judgments upon this place, man, and bring this down, you know, this kingdom down, man, and wrapped up. All right, hasten that day, man. Lord winning. All right, so you know, with that, I'm gonna say shalom and catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So the next time I say shalom.